million. Speaking of those teams, Falcons and MIBR head-to-head, we go to Cafe, where we want to be very cautious about the expectations we set here for any Falcons fans in chat. We saw quite a few, Xenox. So this one is going to definitely favour MIBR, at least from the outset, and where it goes from there on the server, it's anyone's guess.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? That's not to imply Falcons can't win here. I think what we saw on Villa suggests that they can actually win here on Cafe, but all the numbers, all the stats, all the history says this is MIBR's map. This is their map pick. They've not lost on this calendar year. So we have to just sit back and say, okay, MIBR favoured a bit, going into Cafe, what can Falcons do? Now, the one benefit here for Falcons, Rob, is they're on the defense early here on Cafe. So I think this is going to allow them to get a good foothold, get a couple of early rounds. I don't think Cafe is as defender-sided as it used to be, especially back in 2021. I think it's come a little bit closer to 50, 55%. If you look at the Brazil League, 53% defensive win rate, so in the middle there. So obviously, being on the defense is not going to just guarantee you round wins. Attackers have just gotten a lot better, especially with attacker repick, breaking down these sites on Cafe. So if I'm Falcons, I think a 4-2 half is really good. 3-3 half, par for the course.
Intriguing to see the bans, actually. Nomad and Ying being banned out on the attack. Definitely the Ying one probably raises eyebrows for me more so than anything else, especially when it's coming out from Falcons. I don't know whether they've read into something from MIBR, but regardless, a ban that follows suit, and Nomad so impactful on a map like Cafe. You can pretty much cut out any flank, any roam potential with one measly piece of gadgetry. Is that even a word?
Well, we saw the Ying in one of the rounds for one of their blitz attacks on ABG, so they employed that. And I think a map like Cafe, there's a good couple of rounds that you can find a use for Ying. Bar Cocktail, probably one of those. You can throw the Candelas in the skylight. You can also clear areas like top red really easily with those Candelas. So if MIBR has employed it, and this is something that they don't want to have to deal with, I don't mind it. Boy, early kills.
Where?
Out the window. I mean, that is an awful start for MIBR. It's just a free round now for Falcons.
Provided they don't give too much back into MIBR's favour. A-Joker coming up the top side, and he will be caught out. Luca knows he's there, so they're going to wait for him to try and make the move. J-Lad's gone low as well. Falcons are going to be really careful here. You do not want to give too much over to MIBR. The swings are coming out. Okay. Reduct goes absolutely nuclear. Falcons have let the ball slip in a massive way.
Yeah, they've misplayed that. I think they got a little too greedy. They got the first 2 kills and sends blood in the water. Joker does get the kill back onto Reduct, but MIBR played that perfectly. After losing the first 2 players, what do? Drop red, get Cigar balcony control, try and get a few shots back, and it almost plays right into the hands of Falcons, right? But the only problem there is Falcons remained aggressive. They didn't need to. They got the first 2 kills on a Bar Cocktail defense. From that point, just play defense, sit back and wait for MIBR to have to force the engagements. Don't run at them. And that's the downside there of Falcons getting too overzealous and getting punished for it.
Defenders protect
in a round that I think Falcons could have really snatched. They give an easy round back to MIBR.
You'd be fuming a little bit, and by a little bit I mean a lot of it. That's really something that is going to hurt Falcons' defense, especially when we're talking about, you know, it being such a 50-50 map at the moment. Generally, what the scoreline is showing is indication of what's actually happening inside the server. So,
well, it also goes away from how they played on Villa for Falcons. They were not overly aggressive like that. That was actually that round there is probably the fastest we've seen from them. So slow it down a little bit. You know, go back to what was working on Villa. Get those first 2 kills, and if they had done that on Villa, they would have just held their positions. They would not have gone gun-ho, shift W over towards Cigar Shot. Like they would have actually maybe even fallen back. Hold Pixel, hold Washroom. You don't have to go even beyond that. And also the Kiba barrier in the middle. As well. I mean, that's cool, but you get kind of pinched. You get kind of trapped there as well. So I think Falcons just need to, okay, it was a very fun, exciting first map. Not a bad start here on Cafe either. But just calm yourselves down a little bit.
There is 8 sets of explosive utility on the map right now. 8 operators have brought explosives. And for me, the big one is obviously MIBR bringing 6 nades. With the Wamai band, they can be so impactful. And you know what? Like, it even goes to show there's no Jaeger on Falcons either. So these nades could well and truly make and break this round. Unless, of course, Falcons go and do what they did last round. They could completely squander that altogether. But this is a really quite an explosive round for both sides.
The attacker's bomb diffuser has been dropped.
Yeah, deja vu, they get the first kill, but, you know, don't go looking for much more. It's kind of interesting. I think actually the fact that they got the 2 kills actually almost ended up being a detriment for them. Yeah, and that's just such a... Well, the nade into cigar shop to clear is I think, very prominent. You see that a lot here in Cafe. So I think Q6 just gets taught a lesson there. I think maybe put too much trust in the... in that position, the mute jammers, but ultimately it shouldn't probably be in that position. And again, it goes back to that first round. You know, you get that kill, but you're still sitting in cigar shop. You just don't have to be. There's a minute 30 left in the round. It's a position the attackers will get. Don't let them kill you as well when they get it.
Oh, hello. Another nade. So that's already one of the kills that have gone the way of the Pokeball. And the nades actually flushed J-Lad out of the position and back in a freezer. Lucas been able to find that freely. And Falcons are nowhere to be seen. Where are they? What is their approach to this site? They've only got 1 C4 left. Lucid is ripping heads off of the shoulders of Falcons. And with only 2 players left, there is far too much work to get done.
Why is 0 kills top right stairs on a bar cocktail defense? Like, okay, I think they had maybe a player pixel washroom, but there was not much really on site. They allowed the drop in from Skylight. There was way too much emphasis defensively from Falcons on top red. They need to move away from this site. Raps gets the kill into 0 kills. Joker top right again as well. I mean, what's with this fascination of top right stairs? It's really cost them. It's a position, Rob, that's too far back. You're allowing too much entry onto site. The extremes from Falcons there. Too aggressive, cigar shop, too defensive, white stairs. It's all about washrooms, pixels, making sure they can't get the Skylight drop. Player inside around freezer has to be doing a little bit more defensively. J-Lad dies too easily, and then those on site of Cocktail didn't really offer much either. So a very Swiss cheese kind of defense there from Falcons on bar Cocktail, and yeah, they're going to move away from that because MIBR just got that on lock now.
Big issue for me is I don't think you can really afford to not bring Jaeger in any of these sites. Like, just with the potential for nades from pretty much everywhere, especially on the top floor. You think about the hatches, you think about the windows. There are so many little boxes that you try to hold. You're thinking about freezer, you're thinking about washroom. I guess maybe cigar if you want to get aggressive, but there are so many POIs for the defense that you're going to need Jaeger for, especially when the Wamai's banned out. You can't afford to not be playing any kind of util denial. This is really interesting as well. You've got all 3 ADSs sitting in prep. This is, if it falters again here for Falcons, we've really got to see a timeout. They've got to take a moment to reset and kind of think about this strategy, because it doesn't look overwhelmingly positive for me.
Yeah, especially when you consider the way that prep is dealt with. It's not necessarily a util dump area in terms of trying to get control. In general, actually, you kind of use your utility to clear out bakery, and then you're in bakery, and then you kind of clear prep from there. So I'm a little bit confused about 3 ADSs sitting inside of prep as well. The way that Luca is obviously just kind of scanning out bakery here, they're just understanding the situation. J-Lad finds a kill to Redux. It is one thing that has been going well for Falcons though here on Cafe.
Yes.
I think that's 3 rounds in a row now they've got the opening kill. It's about being able to convert. And yeah, J-Lad, he's forced back already. You've opened up prep for them, and even though you've got the ADSs, he does find the kill because Polypox, I mean, I don't know why Thatcher's just peeking that, but a couple of kills go for J-Lad and makes us look a little bit silly. But you can see, based on his positioning, Rob, that the ADS is already kind of useless now.
Yeah. And you know what? Like, they've done their job for the first portion of the round, but you still want to see something as useful as an ADS, probably in a more advantageous position. But, you know, like, we're probably going to be saying that if he doesn't find the kills, but the fact that he has found the kills, it completely, it almost drops the conversation, unfortunately. So now with the 2 players up, this is, again, another pivotal round for Falcons. This will be the second round, or the third round in a row that they have been able to find the opening kill. And the third round in a row, they have instantly dropped players when they're in the advantageous position.
Well, it's this mid-round point, right, where they get the first couple of kills, but then MIBR are just better adapt to being able to find their way into the side at that point and then get into good positions, and Falcons are just not able to find kills in the mid portion. And yeah, you're at 5-3, but it doesn't take much to find 2 kills back if you're MIBR. Now it's a 3 versus 3, pressure on Freezer, pressure Bakery side as well. I mean, right now, Falcons are probably relying on another J-Lad special here. Find a couple more kills and almost does so. J-Lad versus Luca. 1v1 here in service, and it's Joker though that binds the kill onto Force. Raps pushes in, red ping. They know exactly where J-Lad is on site now, but they don't have the diffuser.
That's big.
So do need to go pick that up, and not a lot of time.
No, that's the massive point here. Kit's still open. Out in the open, sorry, and the fact that Joker's got a fantastic position in prep. Mad Skills can cut off any of the rotates. MIBR are going to have to go in from the backside of prep, and Joker fortunately shoulder peeks the backside just to ensure that no one's coming from there. Mad Skills has come across as well. This is really well played from Falcons at the final portion of that round. They need to tidy up phase 2 though.
Yeah, I mean, much better. I mean, you're right, phase 1, the early portions of these rounds have... All 3 rounds have gone the way of Falcons when it comes to opening kills, when it comes to getting the early leads, but the middle portion has been costing them big. Now, fortunately, that was a pretty good end of round as well. Good late round execute, didn't get too overzealous. They were able to hold their positions really well, and obviously Diffuser kind of stuck in prep really was the biggest detriment there for MIBR that they couldn't just overcome at all. The one good sign there, though, for Falcons is that even though they struggled on Bar Cocktail, you go straight down to kitchen cooking, and guess what? Success first time around. Wasn't the cleanest round, but success. And now you go to a site that I feel like is still one of the strongest sites in reading fireplace. But I'm very curious, do they play the conventional way? Do they hold above, Bar Cocktail, play around pixel washrooms, put that pressure on, revert hold? We've seen teams on Cafe now, Rob, and this kind of day and age, it's a little bit more horizontal pressure. Yeah, Pillar has become a bigger focus as well.
Yeah, many moons ago, it was just bars that you'd be trying to get control of, you know, anywhere on Cocktail to open up those lines of sight. And it's changed, not, I wouldn't say dramatically, but it's certainly changed the way that teams play. One thing I need to see for Falcons right now, especially, look, Bar Cocktail, make of it what you will, where Falcons are getting aggressive after they find the first 2 picks, because it's such an open site, it is actually kind of difficult to sit back and wait for the attackers to push in. But Kitchen was a big issue for me because there are so many choke points that you can cut the attackers out as they try to move forward. So that was a bit of a warning sign for me. I want to see if they can find the early pick, you know, yet again, another 4th round here. I would love to see them play a little bit more reserved, but they might actually go fast here. MIBR, lovely peek from A Joker. That's fantastic.
Yeah, great from Joker, but Philippox just kind of walks in while he's looking up towards the cigar balcony. Cusack does die in response elsewhere, but Rap's going down. Even though that LG did find 1 kill, no more from it. Joker, Kona Station, can obviously heal back up. Nitrocell still in hand as well. Really good utility available here for Falcons, and if they can make it 2 from 2, it puts them in a good position to close out this half and get closer to that 3-3 scoreline that I think is par for the course here. Reduct over towards Red Stairs, though, on the move. And he has not been spotted out. No intel on his current position.
Oh, wow. How good's that little shoulder peek? Forces him off the angle as well. Luca's going to go straight up Pillar and take the fight with Joker, who was not expecting that. Fantastic work from MIBR to crunch and pinch Joker out of the map. At this point, sidelined, he can only sit back on cams and hope for the rest of the team to step up and make these plays. But the calm before the storm here for MIBR. This is the perfect time for them to reset. They've got, you know, the sledge that they can go and open up the vertical on if they do so choose to, but it doesn't look like they're going to do so whatsoever.
Yeah, but we're also getting towards crunch time, execution time, and this is where Falcons have also been somewhat okay. It's the middle portion of the round that they've been losing a lot of. J-Lad, beautiful little peek. Lucas sits down, and yeah, now you're getting towards the execution phase, and Falcons have done well here. And MIBR, the last two players are still above in bar, so there's not a lot of time. Falcons have the numbers. I think they've done it again here, Rob. And 0 kills, the flank. I mean, you've got the extra player. Why not go for it? Ball does have diffuser, but in the 1 versus 3, no time. It's 2-2 here on Cafe.
Unless, I couldn't imagine a 1 versus 3 trying to push through reading. This is what we needed to see from Falcons. You find the picks, the crucial picks, and then you can sit back and watch the rest of the round unfold. He's going to get through a choke point that is near impossible, and he'll just take the 5 seconds to talk to the rest of MIBR. Fantastic work from Falcons. After 2 unsuccessful attempts on the top floor, they have reined it back in, and they are looking like the team that we saw back on Villa. I also love that from 0 kills, by the way. Sitting tarps, waiting to hear those breaching charges to go off before he shows face. That's the kind of play that I think Falcons will end up winning on.
Yeah, but guess what? They're going to go back to top 4. They're going to go back to Bar Cocktail. Obviously, Kitchen Cooking, Reading Fireplace now locked out. They will get to repeat one of those. Well, they'll get to repeat Kitchen Cooking for the 6th round, Rob. So that will become available again. I think the Falcons in a good position to 3-3 this half. Unless they can turn their fortunes around here on Bar Cocktail. If they do that, suddenly 4-2 could be on the cards for them. So what have they learned from the last 2 rounds compared to the first 2 rounds? Surely has to be that they were over-aggressing on Bar Cocktail. Their positions too far forward or too far back. Hold your freezer, hold your washrooms and pixel, hold a player inside a cocktail so they can't drop skylight. Don't worry if they get cigar shot. That's fine. We've seen teams get full cigar control with still like 2 minutes on the clock. It happens. Bar Cocktail is kind of like a stalemate. It's a standoff.
Yeah.
It's all about the execute. Don't allow them though to be in a better position going into the execute.
Oh, this is dangerous. Bad skills. That could have been definitely a little bit cheeky to kickstart that round. We'll back away instead, though. And this is, this is what has been successful for Falcons, is taking an aggressive early fight, and they have won it 4 rounds in a row. They have taken the opening kill 4 rounds in a row here, which has just been absolutely nuclear. And then from there, that's where things get a little bit dicey. So I'm keen to see Falcons once again find the opening pick, but then where do we play from there? And just tighten things up all across the board. But MIBR are going to well and truly test the durability of this site.
I'll tell you what, Falcons, if they can win a 3rd round in a row, puts the pressure right onto MIBR. But for the first time in this map, it's a MIBR opening kill. Lucid close to death, but the adrenal surge from Raps will recover some health. O-Kills just full white and running around white stairs as well. Reduct has red stairs control. Oh, this is such an aggressive play from Madskills. O-Kills actually got the kill onto Philippox though, despite the pressure out white stairs. Has done a tremendous job. And 90 seconds left, and it's getting to that point in the round though where if MIBR can't find that advantage, I sense they may struggle in the latter portions of this round.
Yep. Very well could. Jaylet in a very difficult position. If they are not checked, he's going to go absolutely massive here. I don't know whether they've got a drone in the position for MIBR to actually make this work. So that is going to really, really put a bit of a burner on this round. Joker still down below. This is a really... this is a pivotal moment right now. If Falcons find this pick, they're in serious strife. Oh no.
They went straight past J-Lad. He stands up, gets the easy kill onto Reduct. Joker on the run, but yeah, MIBR now starting to just sort of wonder what's going on. Luca gets the kill onto Madskills, who was still lingering down below, but it was a pillar. J-Lad under pressure in backstore, though. He's forced away, and honestly, MIBR have done a really good job in pressure positions on this site. Joker top white, gets the kill onto Raps, falls is planting. That diffuser, Luke at half health. Red ping goes out. Joker, he's scared to peek, but no, gets the kill onto Luke. Diffuser down, it's a swing from 4. falls in a crucial 1v1. Falls is able to come out on top. A big round win for MIBR.
Oh, wow. That was massive from Joker. What an attempt. But you got to give credit to MIBR there. What was it, 3-1 at a certain point? They are really dangerous on that top floor. 3 attempts from Falcons, not one successful at all. That is not great. Not great. But we go down to kitchen, and this is where we were really impressed in the, I would say, in the first and the third phase, but definitely the middle portion of the map we were really concerned about.
Yeah, and MIBR now get the opportunity to put themselves in a 4-2-1/2 scenario, and if that does eventuate, hard to look past them being able to then go over to the defense and close out this map. So a massive round now for Falcons. Had they been able to clutch up and win that last round and go up 3-2 here, all the pressure would have been on the side of MIBR. Now that pressure's just relieved a little bit.
5 seconds remaining.
I think one thing that Falcons need to do well here, and they've actually done it really well all map long so far in this first half, but start well. I think they need the first kill or two, but then go into their shells a little bit, play on-site defense, and then hope that they'll have the numbers for the late round XE. If they do that, I think they win the round. But there's been points where they get the first 1 or 2 kills and then they put themselves out of position and look for more. And then that's when MIBR has been punishing them in the middle portions of these rounds.
Yep. Certainly has been.
Oh, there's one.
Oh, wow. And again, O'Kills with a big opening pick onto Raps. That's the Finker down as well. That's 2 nades down. Not that the nades have actually had a hell of a lot of use. I definitely thought we'd see a lot more coming out from that, but instead it is going to be a little bit of a push here. Joker's going to sit back. J-Lad's gone down, going aggressive by Bakery. Again, the opening pick goes the way of the Falcons, and they let the advantage slip.
Yeah, I get you're playing the Oryx, but enough with the spawn picks up above. Like, just get good positions here, because MIBR is the kind of team that can push through, get a kill. If you get the kill onto Joker, you've got Bakery, and if you've got Bakery and you've got defenders that are still in Cigar, I mean, there's no reason they can't just waltz on the site. And yeah, they do get the kill onto Joker. So where's this on-site defense from Falcons? It's
there.
kills.
It's there.
There it is. Goes big on the Aruni with the Roni. 90 seconds left, and Falcons with a 3 versus 2, and they have shut down this Bakery push.
Asking ye shall receive. That is for damn sure. O'Kills has gone massive in this round. A triple kill with the opening as well. Crazy he's not using the DMR though. He is using the Roni. Another one! A quad kill in the round for O'Kills. May
the ace.
well finish. The ace. Philippox is on such low HP. And Mad Skills has come across as well. The kit is down. Irretrievable for Philippox.
He called it out. He's called it out. Mad Skills could have peeked that. He's seen it. He got the shoulder pick on Philippox, so he's called it to O'Kills to get the 5 here. And in worst case, if O'Kills does die, Mad Skills will get the trade. So O'Kills' position here, he just has to stand up and shoot. They know where the diffuser is. Playing this so patiently. The trigger discipline, the movement discipline. He swings. O'Kills. 5 kills. It's an ace. Falcons close out the half. It's 3-3 on Cafe.
Such an important round, and I mean, you're not going to ask much more from any of the players on Falcons. That is absolutely massive from O'Kills, from start to finish, proving that this roster right now is a menacing threat. The opening kill out toward bus stop, and then of course the double in prep. From there, the round really started to snowball out of control. They now go to attack, and MIBR's defense, I really feel like this is where Falcons going to be tested the most so far in this series, is MIBR's Cafe defense.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Could also just put it this way, but MIBR is 4 rounds away from being defeated.
Yes.
And sent packing from Gamers8. I mean, Falcons are just getting closer and closer, right? It's going to get to that point. And you know what? It's already gotten to that point where history and the stats are just completely thrown out the window now. Falcons getting the 3-3 half. And I think they're good enough on what has been a very aggressive team. You bring that to now an attack going into Cafe, a map that is not as defender-sided as it used to be. You know, you see the stats, it's all closer to 50 to 55%. So they are well and truly in this game. Who cares if MIBR has not lost on Cafe this calendar year? Records are meant to be broken, Rob, and one could very well be just about to be broken.
And you know what? It does look like the winner of this game, which honestly, Falcons at this point, I'm on that bandwagon, will be going up against TSM, who currently are 4-1 down on Clubhouse, and they are the map down. So very well, Falcons may have to play one of the NAL powerhouses. No kills. Straight into Cocktail could really put a lot of pressure on here. And this is a crucial engagement. Instead of going for it, O'Kill's actually just backs away and takes control of the top floor, but Lukid's not giving it up without a fight, Xenox.
No. And MIBR need to dig deep here. The pressure's now right on them to do well on the defense. O'Kills is just going nuts right now, along with J-Lad as well on the Jackal in washrooms. MIBR, for what feels like the 7th time on this map, I've lost 2 players early. The one saving grace for them, Rob, is they've done a really good job at bringing rounds back from this kind of deficit. This is the one area that has probably let down the Falcons. They get these 1 or 2 kills early, but MIBR have always been able to get the next 2.
That's just it. This is where things have crumbled. But the massive advantage is now Falcons are on the attack. They are, I mean, unless they feel like they need to get aggressive to try and find yet another pick, they don't have to worry about that. They just have to make a call on what this execution is going to be. And this may well be the stark contrast. I think, what, all but 1 round so far. So 6 out of the 7 rounds, Falcons have found the opening picks. And in 3 of those rounds, actually, no, sorry, make it 4 of those rounds, it's been a double opening pick. So this has really been to the detriment of the Brazilians. And if they do not kind of tidy up these early rounds, I am 100% convinced we are done in 2.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to question that, isn't it? 40 seconds left, but Falcons, you're on the attack now, so time not really your friend. Philippe Pox takes a big chunk of damage. Inox scanner being put to work. J-Lad, there's another one. 5 versus 2, and surely they can't falter from this position. Falls, big kill, needed it desperately. Rat still with 1 more gas bay, throws it out with 20 seconds left. That will soon dissipate, and maybe then the hopes of MIBR with it. Drop down from Mad Skills into Freezer. They've got the ping, bomb chassis available. Can they get the default plant? They don't need it. Q6, quick double kill to close the round out. 4-3 lead now for Falcons, 3 rounds away from sending MIBR out of this tournament.
I said this is where Falcons' biggest test this series was going to come, on the attack of Cafe, and they have just passed with the biggest check ever. MIBR now have to move to Fireplace and Mining, actually. That is...
What? Oh, they're going into the strat books.
Yeah, I need to go and have a look at this, actually, because I definitely do not feel like that is a site that is played no matter where you... Oh, no, to be fair, in Brazil, it is the more played site than Reading Dining.
Wow,
yeah, Reading
5
Dining.
to 3 is not a massive sample size.
No, it's not. And, you know, when Cafe's only been played 3 times, we don't have a hell of a lot of data to go off. But technically, it's nearly played twice as much.
Well, I do wonder then, is this the pocket pick for MIBR on Cafe? Is this something that they feel they can go to when things are not looking that great, that you can just bring out this site that teams don't generally play or don't really play against, for that matter? But I will say it's a big respect move here to the Falcons. You're pulling something out that we don't conventionally see, at least in APAC. As you said, maybe in Brazil it's played a little bit more than Reading Fireplace, but it's just such a difficult site to defend. It's why we don't see it all that often. But if you know how to defend it, you've got your own strats for it, and then you get to back yourselves in.
Genuinely think that if there's a team that's going to back themselves today, it's going to be Falcons. They are on a heater, Xenox. We like to use that saying every now and then. The hot hand seems to be in favor of the Saudi Arabians at the moment. Joker and I mean, look, to be honest, J-Lad no kills have been fantastic, but I feel like Joker on Villa and now on Cafe has found some incredibly crucial kills. The impactful type that really do change rounds, change games altogether. Falcons really struggling to find an opening onto MIBR in the first minute of this round, but this is exactly what MIBR will be playing for on this second floor, making it a lot harder for that contact to come in. And now, this is when Falcons are finally going to be tested. You don't have that opening pick, you don't have that advantage, so how do you find your
Yeah, 100%. It's been such a strength of Falcons here on Cafe, is their ability to get those opening kills, have those advantages. But on a site like this, where I think the roam game is going to be so prevalent, does that maybe play into Falcons a little bit? Well, not straight away, it does not. Philippox gets the first kill. Traded though by J-Lad immediately on the sledge, but he is low on health, and they'll probably need that sledge here for a bit of vert play. Minute left though, time will become a factor. Joker uses the first of his 3 adrenal surges. Reduck, well, it's actually Luke that falls to Q6, but Reduck needs to start making some plays on site, so does Falls and Raps, because suddenly it's Falcons that have the advantage once again.
Yeah.
Player over towards Cocktail Balcony. Falls is down! He's gone!
That's not him though. I think that was actually Raps. Yeah, it was that dropped down into reading and now completely off site. I don't know whether they have the information on where he is. You've got to be careful coming down white stairs, but a 4 versus 2 has turned into a 4 versus 1, and Joker shuts it out. Falcons are having none of it. This is going to be one of the biggest victories we have ever seen.
Wow. Absolutely tore them to shreds.
Through domestic leagues. You can see the frustration actually coming out from MIBR right now.
Yeah, they're not happy.
No, they know what this means. They know that this is absolutely not up to scrap from them. And really, they lose this game, and there are massive questions that need to be asked.
Yeah. Now, spoilers here for the match that is happening on the A stream. If you do not want to know how that match is playing out, 3, 2, 1, that's your final chance to pause and mute. 6-1 match point to Team BDS. So they're at 2-0 TSM rather easily as well, which does mean Falcons are 2 rounds away from setting up a date against TSM. That's a big, big match for the Falcons. And it's a bit of a disaster for TSM. BDS have kind of just torn them to shreds, but
10 seconds left.
I mean, the fact is, it's Falcons that will be taking on TSM if things continue to play out the way they are.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb.
It is 100% on for Falcons, and this is just going to be quite a massive W. But the fact of the matter is, there is still enough time, enough rounds for MIBR. If this goes to match point for Falcons, I am well and truly convinced that we kind of just stick a fork in it and move on. And we book Falcons for TSM. That's... I really have been impressed with Falcons' pacing in this tournament. They have really, at least in the last 2 matches on Villa and Cafe, we've really seen what they're made of, and we've seen the damage that they've been able to cause to some, I would say, decently big names. You know, BDS is a huge name in Siege, and MIBR, although that they're not at the majors, they certainly do turn up when it matters at SI. So this is by no means a sloucher in terms of a competition. You know, this is a massive one for Falcons to be able to take away. And once again, we do get to see what happens when the round is slower for Falcons and they're not getting antsy. They are not forcing anything. They are seriously composed, which, again, I wasn't sure what to expect coming into this.
Seconds left in the round. All eyes now on MIBR though to fight back. It's been all Falcons. They've led the way back on Villa, now on Cafe, being the better team. So the team that has been beaten up comprehensively needs to respond. And they can't find it. Lucan has just not been able to have the impact. Joker, no surprise. Gaining a lot of fans worldwide right now, and rightfully so from Joker. 619. Bye-bye Reduct and bye-bye MIBR. Falcons are here to stay. deservedly so. Been so impressive in the way that they've played. Joker does fall though. Can get himself back up though with the adrenal surge and does so. Can get away safely. O-kills. Reds to Hez. Prone. 40 seconds left. And they start to make the move towards site. And to start to make their date with TSM a reality.
Oh,
Wrapped so low from being eliminated. Can MIBR stand tall and find a way back into this match, into this series? Or do they just go out with a whimper?
I think a whimp is all it's going to be over the top. J-Lag, can he find the kill? No! Oh, falls in FALCONS. They may well start to get this game back under wraps here for MIBR. Mad Skills looking to try and shut this down, but every single time Falcons step inside the site, they're being shut down. Now we're seeing a response from Falcons. Raps, where are you? You're in the corner and you're shut down. It's match point for the Falcons, and MIBR are close to being sent home.
What a round from both FALCONS and O-kills. You have to touch on FALCONS a little bit there as well. Rob did such a good job in trying to deny that freezer drop down. And I think for a second, he was about to pull off the miraculous, but O-kills shuts it down last second. Match point, 3 of them as well for the Falcons.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
What a
defused by
story
attackers.
for this team. They were a team that, for the large majority of the world, an unknown quantity for this tournament. They showed up against Team BDS on border, couldn't quite get the result that they were looking for, but that result has been found in this match against MIBR. A staggering result at that as well. You go back, you look at the numbers. MIBR have not lost on this map in their region this calendar year. It's their best map statistically. Nothing even comes remotely close to it, and they are being soundly beaten. It is one-sided. It is all too easy for the Falcons. Double digits for Joker, double digits for J-Lag, double digits for O-kills. And the support we're seeing as well from Q6 and Mad Skills. They are a solidified team. And playing as if that they honestly could probably give TSM a really good run for their money. That is a match that all eyes will need to see later on.
I mean, this is just what happens when regions clash, right? You just have no idea what to expect. You've got all the statistics, you've got all the expectations, but they can all be broken in one single map, and that's exactly what Falcons have done here. We said leading into this match, yes, Falcons aren't shy to play Cafe. I think we've only seen it once in their domestic league, but they have let it slip through in the best of threes as, you know, deciding maps as such. But this game, this is cementing what has been an unbelievable performance in this best of 3 in this series so far. And I am convinced Falcons could well have a look in, a shoe-in against a team like TSM if they continue to perform on this level.
Throwing frag.
O-kills. Nade onto Lucan. It's just looking like the fairy tale is coming to fruition. It's a disaster for MIBR. They are being resoundly beaten comfortably by Falcons, the better team in this entire series. Reduct. Maybe one last stand from Cigar Shop against the double kill. Some deja vu from the earlier rounds. Make that 3 from Reduct. Wants to go out swinging. It's a shame the rest of his team is not doing so, but Reduct doing as much as he possibly can as a one-man army for MIBR. The Mad Skills and Joker still alive. That LMG of the Finker still something to be dealt with. 2 versus 3, but Falcons on the back foot momentarily.
Reduct as it was in the first round, as it is here in the 10th. A massive triple kill from Cigar has really given MIBR a bit of life. But is it going to be enough to sustain it?
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
A Joker 619 has been impeccable, and he is now left on his lonesome in a 1 versus 3 kit on the top floor. And I think this is where Falcons take in-game timeout. They can relax. They can wait for this game to unfold. They're going to sit back and talk about what can happen for the last 2 rounds, what they can do to ensure a 2-0 clean sweep against what we thought was going to be a highly competitive team here at Gamers8. This is monstrous.
It's not over yet, though.
10 seconds to go.
Still more to be played here on Cafe. We go to 6-4.
5 seconds remaining.
MIBR have 2 more chances to send this one to overtime to extend this series.
Operators, you are out of time.
Smart play from Joker. I don't mind it, as you were kind of alluding to, Rob. But it allows them to kind of just sit back and really talk things over, give them a bit of time, almost like a timeout, essentially, without having to actually take one.
Yep.
Still, 2 match points, though, for Falcons. Still, they are in the driver's seat to take out this series. But MIBR will now head once again to Fireplace Mining. It was, though, defeated pretty soundly last time. It wasn't the pocket pick that we thought it was going to be.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Good thing for Falcons with taking that that final. I would say that was almost like a minute left. It was about 45 seconds plus threat. The good thing about taking that is it allows you to keep that tactical timeout for this round if it doesn't go your way, and then you've got, you know, a final round to play with before you go to OT. So at this current moment, it's not doom and gloom. It is really in a positive light for Falcons, regardless of whether he could have won that 1v3 or not. Kit's on the very top floor, so the fact that you're even going to get back down and fight is just near impossible. Now, big conversation to be had. I believe TSM has well and truly been knocked down into the lower bracket. Let me just confirm that. They have indeed. They've been 2-0'd by BDS. The score on the A stream was 7-3 on Theme Park and then 7-1 on Clubhouse. So TSM's going to be coming into this next matchup a bit like MIBR as a wounded beast. So Falcons, they may well be able to do as we saw Wild do and kind of cause a bit of havoc, a bit of an upset. So this is a really big moment for Falcons campaign, but also for them as a team and MENA as a region.
Drone ready.
They've got to keep the focus, though, here and now. They can't be thinking ahead, and they wouldn't be. Obviously, they don't know that what's happened on the other stream. They're just entirely focused here to finish off Cafe, to finish off this series, to finish off MIBR, and it's J-Lad that gets the opening kill. They have such a good track record here on Cafe when they find that opening pick, and they've done it again. They get rid of Philippox, and it feels like there's only one player, though, for MIBR that is standing tall, and it's Reduct on that mute, has a Nitrocell. That's probably the only player I would look to right now for MIBR to stand tall once again. Luca had done that quite a bit yesterday, but it's just not having that kind of day today. Well, that Nitrocell does get ripped. Did it get thrown? No. Just prepping. 90 seconds left on piano stage now for O kills. 13 and 5. A big moment here, though, for the Falcons in the mid-round, going into the execution phase. Can they find the next kill? Gas bait going out by Luca. But it's pressure time now on MIBR's defense.
Cornered as well for MIBR. Are they going to try and force fights? Are they just going to continue to waste time? It doesn't make a difference. Q6 on the other side of the map off screen has taken down Reduct. He has been phenomenal so far in this series, and with him down and out, you've got to look to the rest of MIBR, and they are crumbling. Joker, it's all there. They're waiting for the foot to drop, and Falcons have knocked out MIBR in a flawless last round. What a moment for the Saudi Arabian fans.
What a moment for just any Siege fan to see a match like that, to see a team like that come through.